Okay, so we're back here. We've got a couple of holes drilled. Just start with a little tiny guy like that. Let's see if we can get a better focus. Anyway, so yeah, start with a couple of pilot holes. You want to make sure that you're drilling all the way through the bushing. That's a pretty good indication of that is you can see a little bit of copper coming out when you're drilling. If the sound changes as you're drilling, that's a pretty good indication that you're through towards the pin. It doesn't hurt to go even a little bit into the pin because the grease needs somewhere to go. So that's how we start off. And now we need a bit of a larger drill bit. Go over here. We're going to use both of those. Just to make a large enough hole to screw a grease fitting into. We're going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so we've got that done. Use the larger drill bit, and you want to kind of create a step in there. You don't want to drill quite as deep as you did with the first one. Let's see if we can get a good angle on that so you can see what I'm doing here. You just want to go deep enough that you can get a grease fitting threaded all the way in there. And now that largest drill bit, which is just one step larger than the one I used for this hole, is just so you can get the grease nipple started. These are aluminum brackets, so you don't have to thread them or anything. The grease fittings will make their own threads. So we're going to take the larger drill bit now and just go not even halfway down as far as we did with the medium one. Alright, so all we're going to do is get in there like so. And just the first little... We'll take our... if you don't have compressed air, you can use your breath, but I recommend that you wear safety glasses for that. You got little shards of aluminum all over the place. Kind of hoping you can see the step in there. You don't want to go quite as deep as you did with the first one. Probably see it a little bit better on that one. Because you need you need something for that grease fitting to bite into. So now we'll go ahead and get our grease fittings. So we've got the grease fittings started in the holes. Use our 5/16 wrench to drive them in until they're completely seated so you can't see the threads anymore. So once you've got them in about a turn or so with the wrench, you can basically get on them with a socket, and that'll kind of speed things up a little bit here. This job is a little bit time consuming, but it certainly saves lots and lots of money. Each of these brackets was worth about 500 bucks, my understanding, Canadian anyway. And see, as you can see, so we've got both of our grease fittings securely in place, and now you won't be able to grease it as fast as you can grease a ball joint or a tie rod end or anything like that. You'll have to kind of pump really slowly with the grease gun so that you don't make a mess all over the place. But what you want to see is as you're applying your grease here, you want to see it kind of oozing out here slowly. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to have to do it without the camera, but I will show you the end result here. Okay, so as you can see, I've made a little bit of a mess here. Yeah, you do have to really pump slowly so that you don't end up with a big gob of grease like that. Obviously, I'm going to wipe that off afterwards, but you can see in there, hopefully I can get some light in there. Do you see how at the end of the pin, you can see a little bit of grease coming out of there? That's exactly the result that you want. If you don't see it out of there, keep trying at it. Let's see if I can get the light on this side. See what's going on there? As you can see the grease coming out the end of the pin. Now those are the parts that are not lubricatable from the factory. The way these are produced is kind of in a way that is not really conducive to longevity, unfortunately. But this is certainly a way that you can kind of revitalize your electric power running boards on your Yukon, Tahoe, Escalade, Avalanche, anything like that. And the other way we're going to do it is also we're going to do the same thing as we saw in the previous on the earlier part of the video under there, which is what we saw on the truck. Right there. So I hope this video was helpful. Hopefully it saves you some money, and you can have functioning running boards once again without thousands of dollars of investment. No, cheers.